Beginning June 9th of 2025, Jupiter, known as the planet of expansion, the great benefic, will be moving into the nurturing, highly sensitive, deeply intuitive water sign of Cancer, bringing you, my friend, blessings, good fortune, expansion, growth, and emotional support in the area of your life, wherever you have Cancer in your natal astrology chart. You don't have to have planets or points in Cancer energy to receive the blessings of this Jupiter in Cancer transit. We are all going to feel this somewhere in our natal astrology chart. So I'm excited to share with you in part one of this video, what can you expect from this transit? How can you work with these energies to maximize the joy of Jupiter in Cancer? And when is the last time that Jupiter was here? So you can look back on the themes that were going on in your life then and see what might repeat itself, but at a higher octave. In part two, I will be doing readings for all 12 signs, letting you know in which house, corresponding to which area of your life, you will be experiencing Jupiter in Cancer, and pulling an oracle card for each of the 12 signs as well. Before I dive in, I want to warmly welcome you. If you are brand new to the channel, I'm so glad you're here. This is a like-minded community. If you want to be empowered through Western tropical astrology and you want to find your tribe, you are in the right place. Take a moment right now to tap that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video. And hello and welcome back to those of you who have been watching my videos, who have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't yet subscribed, please take a moment right now to subscribe. It really helps support the channel more than you know. I'm Betsy. I'm a psychic astrologer as well as an intuitive life coach. I do astrology consultations. I'm a full-time professional astrologer. So if you would like to know how this transit and other transits that are going on right now and over the next few months in your life are affecting you and what you can expect, plus get further insights on your natal astrology chart, if this intrigues you, at the end of this video, I will share more about my astrology consultations and my coaching. And I also have a free gift for you. I'll tell you how you can get your free gift at the end as well. Finally, I write about the astrology between videos. So if you'd like to get my weekly inspirational astrology update direct to your inbox before it goes out on social media, go to my website, sign up, and you will be able to get my free gift instant download at the same time. So for how long will we be reaping the benefits of Jupiter in Cancer energy? This transit begins June 9th of 2025, and it will go until June 29th of 2026. You may have heard that Jupiter is considered exalted in Cancer. What does this mean? It basically means that Jupiter flows its optimistic, hopeful, enthusiastic energy very well in the water sign of Cancer. Partly because Cancer is known for its warm, loving, open-hearted desire to support and nurture us. And who doesn't want to feel warmly loved, supported, nurtured on this earthly path? And there's more. But first, I want to touch on a few things about Jupiter itself. Jupiter, of course, is the largest planet in our solar system. So when it is shining its light, activating the planets and points in our natal astrology chart, we feel it. We feel it strongly. It bestows blessings. It is the planet connected to abundance, to wealth, to expansion, to enthusiasm. The root of enthusiasm, entheos, meaning of God, of spirit. So a Jupiter transit can really uplift our spirits. It's connected to growth, wisdom, good fortune, blessings, gifts, benefactors even. Things going really well in your life. But you probably also heard and even experienced that Jupiter will amplify and expand whatever it touches, meaning that whatever is happening for you, it will feel emotionally bigger. So if you're going through a health challenge or you're going through anything that feels difficult, that could expand as well. On the other hand, if you're going through something difficult, Jupiter can also soften the edges. It can bring light and a bright spot to what would otherwise be a challenging time. Jupiter also brings spiritual protection. It can feel like the universe is looking after you. Your guides, your angels, they have your back. And you can have palpable moments of receiving those signs and synchronicities, or, the chills that we get, potentially the out of body kinds of experiences that we can have, like astral travel. These can be more heightened and profound or prolific during a Jupiter transit as well. Jupiter is connected to foreign travel, to new adventures and horizons, new scenery. And as the planet of the sage, Jupiter transits can be a time that we really deepen our knowledge and our wisdom. Now, how does Jupiter in Cancer specifically want to bestow blessings? Big picture, Jupiter in Cancer wants to support us emotionally. It is ruled by the moon. The moon is connected to the mother, so it brings in themes of mothering, whether it's your own mothering or someone mothering you, or relationships with our mother, present, past. Even if your mother is in spirit, it can be a beautiful time for healing your relationship with your mother, for deepening your bonds with your children or your grandchildren or any women in your life. This could be a profoundly healing time to do ancestral healing. It can be a time that you feel more emotionally held, more secure. Cancer energy rules the home, the family, our core need to belong, our need to feel rooted. So this is a beautiful transit for anything that would make you feel more secure in your home. Some of you may want to move. Some of you may want to beautify your home. You may want to remodel or build a house or sell a house and find a new location. All of us are going to feel that strong need to feel rooted, safe, secure within our homes and within our families. And this doesn't have to be your family of origin. I know that a lot of us no longer have connections with our family of origin, or those have shifted. It can just as well be your chosen family, your soul family. Another reason that Jupiter is exalted in Cancer is because Cancer begins the season of summer. Who does not love summer? Summer's associated with leisure time, with vacation, with doing the fun things that you don't usually do, with exploring new places, having adventures, eating the foods you love. Often we indulge more on vacation, right? Indulging through food is a Cancer thing. You might also want to create a special meditation place or altar within your home to deepen your spiritual practice, because this is going to be a time of expanding our psychic abilities. Cancer energy is highly psychic, and it's a very fertile time. So keep that in mind if you don't want to get pregnant. And if you do want to get pregnant and start a family, what a gorgeous transit in which to do so. The moon rules our manifestational cycles. So this is a potent time to work with the moon cycles, the new moon for setting intentions for what you want to create, and the full moon noticing what comes into bloom or fruition for you, or ending or completion during a full moon. A beautiful transit to begin keeping a moon cycle journal. Big picture, to make the most of this year-long Jupiter and Cancer transit, I encourage you to reflect on what would bring you more emotional security. And whatever that is, intend to co-create that with your higher self, spirit, your guides. A couple of things to watch out for and be aware of during this transit: emotional eating, overdoing, excess. Those of you who love to nurture others, if you put the letter S in front of the word mothering, what do you get? That's something to watch out for as well. And this is a beautiful transit to intend to receive love, to let yourself receive. This can be a growing edge for a lot of us, especially if you have strong Cancer energy in your chart. You're very good at nurturing others. Interesting fact, a lot of you with strong Cancer energy in your chart, you may have mothered your own mother. You may have been the emotional caretaker for your mom. And so you may not have ever received that from a nurturing person in your life. Part of your journey is learning to love and nurture yourself, reparenting yourself. And I do have a video for you on reparenting, on healing the inner child, that is linked in the description box below. So who will most feel this transit of Jupiter in Cancer? Everyone is going to feel it at the point that Jupiter activates a planet or point in your chart. Beginning June 9th, 2025, Jupiter will travel the degrees of 0 to 25. It will go all the way to 25 degrees, and on November 11th, it will retrograde. Between November 11th and March 11th of 2026, it will retrograde back to 15 degrees. And then on March 11th, it will go direct at 15 degrees, finish out its stint all the way to 29 degrees of Cancer until June 29th of 2026. So of course, if you have strong energy in Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, any personal planet, you will feel this Jupiter in Cancer transit intensely, no question. If you're having your Jupiter return, if your natal Jupiter is in Cancer, you will also feel the blessings, the good fortune, all the wonderful things that this transit can bring when Jupiter makes a conjunction to your Jupiter. But as I said, we're all going to feel Jupiter in Cancer, and yes, the cardinal signs may feel it more intensely, and that's Cancer, Capricorn, Aries, and Libra. Now, I promised I would tell you when the last time was that we had Jupiter in Cancer, so that you can look back on that time of your life and see what happened for you then. What were the themes? How did it play out? But before I do that, I want to tell you that the last time that we had Jupiter in Cancer, we also had Pluto in Capricorn. And if you had Pluto while Jupiter was in Cancer, opposing your Cancer energy, or squaring your Aries or Libra energy, or conjuncting your Capricorn energy, the Jupiter in Cancer transit was probably not all lovely, not all roses. It could have been at certain times quite painful, I have to say. Why? Because Pluto in Capricorn was very, very challenging for the cardinal signs. The good news is Pluto has left Capricorn. Pluto is now in Aquarius. So for the cardinal signs, you will not be getting any hard Pluto transits during this transit, which should make this go around of Jupiter in Cancer much more positive, much more Jupiter-like. Not only this, we want to keep in mind that we learn a lot from every transit. And so 12 years later, because Jupiter hasn't been here for 12 years later, we experience the transit at a higher octave because we have grown and evolved since then. Jupiter was last in Cancer from the end of June of 2013 until mid-July of 2014. What happened for you then? And again, only the themes, because there were other transits going on then, and there are different ones going on now. As a teaching example, I'm going to tell you what happened in my life and point out the Jupiter in Cancer themes. So for me, when Jupiter went into Cancer, summer of 2013, I caught a strong travel bug. At the time, I was a spiritual and career coach and an online radio host. And Jupiter in Cancer began its transit in my 12th house of foreign lands. And that's because the first few degrees of Cancer in my natal astrology chart are in my 12th house. My entire first house, my rising sign, my entire first house is in Cancer, and Cancer ends in my second house. Now, this is different from whole sign house readings that we do on YouTube. On YouTube, we astrologers, we don't have your chart, so we can't do any kind of reading for you except a whole sign reading. But many astrologers, including myself, when we do private astrology consultations with you, we use the Placidus house system. Not all, but many of us do. And in the Placidus house system, you can have a sign in more than one house. So Jupiter began in my 12th house of foreign lands. I got bit by this bug. I wanted to do a European trip. However, Jupiter expands what it touches. It expands our enthusiasm. In Jupiter energy, we want a great and grand adventure sometimes. We want freedom. And so not only did I want to take a trip, but I wanted it to be open-ended. I didn't want to have to come back at any specific time. And I wanted to work while I did it. I wanted to see, can I do my spiritual coaching? Can I do my online radio show while I'm traveling? In other words, can I be a digital nomad? I wanted to try that out. Partly because I needed to keep working while I was traveling, especially if it was going to be open-ended. I needed to fund my trip with my work. And so I hatched a plan to put everything I owned in storage. My kids were grown and launched and out of the house by now. And I took off to Europe with only one destination planned. But not only did Jupiter show up in this desire to do foreign travel, it also showed up in a nurturing woman with whom I had done some volunteer work. She offered me her flat. She said, "You can go stay in Edinburgh, Scotland, in my flat for a week as a gift." She then extended that to 2 weeks when I was there. So she was my benefactor of sorts to get me going. And then while I was traveling, I met several wonderful women, and one of my female colleagues also connected me to a woman that I ended up traveling with in Tuscany and Venice, Italy. So while I was having moments, as we often do, traveling alone, feeling at times lonely and like, what am I doing? Why did I decide to do this? This is not easy. I wish I had a travel companion. That's when it felt like the divine came in and introduced me to someone, or a colleague said, "You should talk to this person." Out of the blue, I received the support. Plus, I talked to my mom a lot on Skype, which was, the mother in Cancer energy. And finally, about 2 weeks into the trip, I realized I need to make this into a quest. I need to make this into a quest for my favorite flavor of gelato, for my favorite variety of pizza, because here I was in Italy. And indulging in food, that's a Cancer theme as well. And when I returned to Seattle after what turned out to be a 6-week trip, I stayed with my mom, Cancer energy. I stayed with my mom for over a month, almost 2 months, and we did some deep healing work. Not planned. I don't even know if she was aware that we were doing it. I was certainly aware. And when I look back on that time, I realized that's when I really completed my emotional healing work with my mom. So those are some of the themes that I pull out of my reflection on the last Jupiter in Cancer period. You may want to do the same, because this is how we can deepen our learning of astrology. Now, before I jump to the 12 sign readings, there's one more thing I want to bring up, and that is an important transit that Jupiter will make as soon as it enters Cancer on June 9th. When Jupiter enters Cancer, it will make an immediate square to Saturn, and it will also square Neptune, both in the fire sign of Aries. What will this mean? These are very different energies. Jupiter in Cancer is nurturing, deep feeling water. Saturn and Neptune in fiery, inspirational. Don't stop, reflect, and think. Just go, just do it. Just say yes to your inspiration. You can see how these are very different energies. That's the square. The way these planets will respond to what your heart wants, to what your intuition is guiding you to, they respond very differently. So I think Saturn and Neptune squaring off with Jupiter. First of all, with Saturn, it will probably feel like a slowdown, a delay, giving us more time to reflect on what our heart wants, Cancer energy. That could be a good thing. Yes, we might feel our style cramped. Yes, we might feel a bit restricted, but it's temporary. This is a 3-week transit, 3 weeks out of a whole year. And in Aries energy, we can burn out easily. We can live on fumes. It's adrenaline. Jupiter in Cancer may show us where we need to soothe our nervous system, take a step back, do some deeper reflection perhaps on what action we actually want to take. Jupiter squaring Neptune can be deep thought, really tuning into the divine. It can be very spiritual, and we will likely need more rest. And I always like to think of the planets as supporting us with whatever they're doing. There is divine support behind every transit. Maybe we need a bit of a pause so that we make the best choices on how to use this very exciting energy as we go forward and receive the blessings of a full year of Jupiter in Cancer. Okay, my friend, let us do the 12 sign readings now. Listen to your rising sign. Your rising sign is where you will be experiencing the transit of Jupiter in Cancer based on the whole sign house system. Listen to your sun sign and your moon signs as well for further themes and intuitive messages. And we're going to start with Cancer because this transit is happening in your sign, beautiful Cancer. This is a gorgeous transit. We only get it once every 12 years. If you haven't watched part 1 of this video, please go back and watch it. You'll get a lot more information. I did mention that Pluto will not be in Capricorn this time around as it was 12 years ago when we had Jupiter in Cancer, and that is really good news. Not only this, but We've had Mars retrograde in Cancer. As you well know, if you have Cancer energy, that began way back in December, I believe, and didn't clear shadow until now. I'm forgetting the dates, but we've had Jupiter in Cancer for months on end, including the post shadow period. And that means that we are all ready for positive forward momentum in this area of our chart. For you, Cancer, it is your first house. It is the house of you, the house of your identity, of your appearance, of your roles, your status, your relationship status, whatever you call yourself. And also your sense of, am I happy in my life? Am I living my potential? Are there other things that I want to do? Are there other ways that I want to express? Jupiter is saying, let me help you with your full unbridled expression. Let me help you to find the relationship that you most want. Let me support you emotionally if there's something that you're doing that feels like a reach, if you feel like you're stepping into new territory in any way, which most of us are, and especially with Jupiter here. Yes, Jupiter is saying, I want to help you expand, Cancer. I want to help you to expand your joy, to expand your love of life, to expand your love of self. And you're going to feel it in all of these areas. You're going to feel it in your vitality as well. Now, if anything comes up in your physical vitality or health, it could feel bigger to you. That could happen, but you will also receive the blessings, the resources, the help that you need to heal anything that comes up if it does. What else can expand? The waistline. The waistline can expand definitely with Jupiter in Cancer. I told the whole story about last Jupiter in Cancer, how I went on a quest for the best gelato and pizza and all of that. But I also forgot to say that I walked a lot. I walked it all off. I walked like 6 to 10 miles a day. So, if you want to indulge, you may want to exercise more as well. This transit is really wonderful support for new relationships, for deepening your partnerships, for love on all levels, really, with children, with anyone in your life, good friends, partners, and so on. Basically, when you have Jupiter transiting your first house, it's the universe shining its love on you, Cancer. It is just a really beautiful, beautiful transit. This is often if we felt like we were down on our luck, it's considered a lucky transit. So if we have felt like we've been through the ringer, and again with Mars retrograde here, you could have felt that. Or if you've lost faith in yourself, or if you've lost faith in your ability to take a risk, to do something that feels a little bit scary, but would also be expansive to you, then Jupiter is helping you here as well. Jupiter will help you increase faith in general. It will help you increase your confidence in yourself. And it's really good for emotional connections and feeling more emotionally supportive. It's a great transit for any sort of a makeover, whatever you want to do. Physically, internally, getting counseling if you feel like you need that. This is a house to just shower yourself with love and affection and whatever you need, Cancer. And of course, I would say that at any time, but especially now, this is great for that. And you may have someone that we would call a benefactor come into your life. You may have people wanting to help you. You may feel like in your work, you're getting a promotion or you're getting seen or you're being recognized more. Anything that has to do with your sense of identity, what you call yourself, the roles that you play in work or in your personal life, those you feeling more appreciated, recognized, all of that could very well be a part of this transit for you as well. So let me pull a card for you now, Cancer. And abundance, wealth. I mean, it's all of it. It's all of it. I know that word wealth has triggers for some people. It's basically whatever that is for you. So let us see what the cards have to say for you, beautiful Cancer. Cancer. Your card is, the Mirror Guardian. Take time to reflect. Some of you, what I feel like this card is saying is that some of you really need to reflect on what you want right now. What do you need? The universe can only bring us what we know we desire, right? We're the co-creator. So I think that's part of it, but also Look at the stars. Some of you may want to study astrology. Some of you may want to get more into, um, because I feel that big picture with Uranus going into Gemini, especially in July, and with all we having us having so many big planetary transits this year, we are really ascending. And when I see this, I see ascension. I see us connecting to a star, and also you being the star. That's the other hit that just came in. You as the star, imagining yourself. I like to do a meditation where I imagine myself traveling to a star and sitting on the star and letting that star fill me with light and feeling that uplifted star feeling, infusing myself with this galactic energy. That could be part of this as well. But what do you want, Cancer? How, if you could design what this transit, how it plays out for you, what your blessings are, what fortunes and, good things, expansion, spiritual expansion. If you could design this transit, how would you design it? You might want to write out your ideal day or story, how the story of the next year. That could really make a difference because you are co-creating this transit this time for yourself, as we all always are. Beautiful Cancer, if anything I shared resonates and you want to share with me, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear. Gemini, hello, beautiful Gemini. Gemini, you are going to experience your Jupiter in Cancer transit in the second house of earned income, the house of your material resources. This is the house of self-love and your values, aligning your life with your values. It's the house of deserving. It's the house of you making the amount of money and receiving the material things, your possessions, having a material, secure life, everything that is important to you. That's this house. It's the house of self-reliance. So what a beautiful place to have a Jupiter transit. Some of you will increase your self-worth, your sense of deserving during this next year. Some of you will earn more. Almost all of you are very likely, much more likely to earn more money, whether it's through whether it's through a promotion or a side gig or gifts coming into you, being more recognized at work, perhaps, or starting your own business, or doing anything that's going to increase your quote unquote net worth. There is a big yes, Gemini, with this transit to go after what your heart most wants if it would make you feel more secure. An absolute, absolute yes for this transit. So let us see what the cards have to say for you, Gemini. And believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You will feel most likely an expanded sense of self-belief. Whatever has been in the way, if anything has been in the way, if you feel like you've under-earned, if you feel like you haven't had the resources, the time, the energy to go after what you most want, that would bring in more money for you or that would make you feel more rooted in terms of material possessions, some of you may want to buy that thing that you've been wanting to have, if there's something specific that you've been wanting. There is definitely a renewed energy. As I'm speaking with you, I'm seeing the number 8. The number 8 is symbolic of abundance. It's also the infinity symbol. So I'm just feeling a sense of, you can do this. This is the time. The time is right. That's a Jupiter in the second house transit. It's about timing, and the timing is right for you to expand and experience more financial abundance. Okay, Gemini, let's see what the cards have to say for you. Gems. Your card is springtime. Yes. See your seeds grow. Absolutely. The seeds that you have planted are growing. You have planted the intentions, you have done the work, and now this image is putting a new spring in your step. There's a lightness, there's a buoyancy, and besides this, starting in July, we're going to have Uranus moving into your sign, Gemini, and that is a lot of spiritual support coming in. Your mind being filled with new ideas, epiphanies. Uranus gets us going, gets us moving. It says, go do this thing that may feel very scary, but if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. So beautiful Gemini, if you are ready to experience spring in your life and you want to claim it and you want to claim abundance, let us know in the comments below. You will inspire all of us. Taurus, hello, beautiful Taurus. Taurus, you are going to have your Jupiter in Cancer transit in the third house of growth and learning, communication, mindset. This is a beautiful place to have a Jupiter transit. Why? Because it's going to expand your local networks. It's going to bring more joy into your social life. It is going to help you to connect with the people that you need to connect with to, get your work out there if that's what you're doing. Really good for writing, speaking, teaching. Really good for any kind a website if you want to change your website or you want to create a new website. Really supportive of freelance work. If you want to, this is get out and about, Taurus. Get out and about more. Do more things that light you up. You could have gifts and blessings come to you through everyday conversations. Talk to people. You're going to do this anyway. It's just part of the natural flow of a Jupiter transit in the third house, but you are meant to be. So I'm getting an image right now of you like waiting in line for a coffee and talking to someone, and all of a sudden you strike up a conversation and something happens there. It could be chemistry between the two of you, a new friend, a new lover, your future spouse, if that's what you want. Or it could be like somebody being as interested in something as you are, and then together you move forward, you become partners in work, or you just they share something, they connect you with someone. It could be very small that turns into something bigger. Taurus, you're getting a sextile from the Cancer energy. You and Cancer are very compatible. And so this energy is very, very supportive of, something tangible coming into your life. That's sextiles, an opportunity, a solution, something that brings in something you can touch, feel, that is supportive and abundant and expansive for you. This transit's very positive, Taurus, for you with neighbors, your relationships with aunts, uncles, cousins, and siblings, very harmonious, or they become more harmonious. And some of you could get a job in communications if you want that. The resources that you need will definitely be there for you. And if I didn't say it, if you want a new car, this can be a great time for a new car. You could even win a new car potentially. Enter any drawings, anything to do with free trips, free transportation, cars, all of that is third house. So let me pull a card for you now. Go to, meetup groups or anything else. Have the coffee dates. Like definitely do the socializing for business or for pleasure. That is going to, I just feel like you're going to be happier with getting out more. For some of you, maybe you already do that, but I feel like a lot of you are going to be happier because you're feeling more connected to your local environment. This is also local environment. You're just feeling more in sync. It's like, it feels like the sun coming out on your life in your like local everyday things you do. Working out for some of you, a card just flipped over. What's your card? It is the Elder. See, this is part of the Jupiter energy, is the wise elder, the sage. Look at this guy. Check out this guy with that sweet smile on his face. There's a wisdom here. The message of the Elder is about wisdom. It's also about ancestral patterns. It says you are moving beyond ancestral patterns. Really interesting because Cancer energy is ancestry, right? You can't make this stuff up. Cancer energy is really positive for ancestral healing. Some of you are going to be doing some sort of ancestral healing. I mean, it doesn't have to be a deep dive heavy thing, ancestral healing. Sometimes it feels that way. Sometimes it's, multiple meditations, but other times it is someone who says something to you, or it's you meeting up with an elder. Maybe you travel and you meet somebody and they say something to you and it shifts your mindset. Third house transit of Jupiter, mindset, inner narrative. That, I think, is what's going to be shifting within you. Beautiful Taurus. If you want to claim that you are moving past an ancestral pattern, or if you want to claim your abundance, or you want to claim that the wise elder within you is blooming during this transit, or maybe you're going to meet an elder. Maybe you're going to meet someone who's like a guru, wise person that shifts something for you. That would be really cool too. Whatever resonates. If anything resonates, leave me a comment. I would love to hear. Aries, hello, beautiful Aries. Aries, you're going to be experiencing Jupiter in Cancer in your 4th house of home, family. This is also the house of inner child healing, your roots, feeling more secure. The 4th house is the Cancer house. And so you're going to feel this transit you're probably going to really blossom during this transit. You will very likely blossom, Aries, during this transit in terms of your sense of home rootedness, security. Some of you will heal a relationship with a family member. Some of you will change your home in some way. You'll remodel, you'll move, you'll find a more ideal place for you to live that feels more like where you're meant to be. You could heal your relationship with your mother, whether they are living or in spirit, or another family member. This is really positive for harmonious relationships with women in general. And because Cancer energy squares your energy, you're going to feel quite motivated and ready to take action on anything that is important for you to take action on. I do speak about Jupiter making a square to Aries energy, specifically Saturn and Neptune that are moving into Aries. So that would be a really helpful thing for you to listen to if you want to go back and watch part 1 of this video. Some of you will start working from home. If you're not already working from home, you could start a home-based business. You could do, this is the time to make your home your sanctuary. This is the time to feel like all is right within home and family. Whatever you need to do, you're going to be getting the spiritual blessings. You'll get the resources. Some of you could even win something, or, I would definitely be on the lookout if you're seeking funds to remodel, for example. I would be on the lookout for any bonuses or discounts or anything else at the do-it-yourself stores. Like whatever it is, just be on the lookout, because that's Jupiter. Jupiter can come in and give you what you need to make something happen. Aries, let me pull a card for you now. This is the time, if you are not happy in your home, to change that. This is the time to receive that Jupiterian support. Okay, Aries. Your card is the High Priestess. Harness your mystic power. Check out this card. What a beautiful card. She is very focused on her intention. Any intention that you have, and most likely a lot of you will have an intention having to do with home or family, this is the time to use your mystical power to bring it into fruition. Harness your mystic power. You can do this. The High Priestess helps us to connect with the divine. It helps us to smooth over any differences that we have in our familial relationships. It helps us to do that ancestral healing work. It helps us to bring into our actual life soul family. And I have a meditation for you on attracting your soul family that is linked in the description box below. Beautiful Aries, if anything I shared resonates for you, leave me a comment. I would love to hear it. And if you want to claim your mystic power, let us know in the comments below. Pisces, hello, beautiful Pisces. Pisces, I'm excited for you. Why? Because you are going to have a gorgeous transit of Jupiter in your 5th house of love, romance, creativity, full unbridled creative expression. Your 5th house of children, inspired muses. The 5th house is the house of inner child delight. It's the house of joy. It is my favorite house in the zodiac. You get Jupiter here. I mean, any Jupiter transit is wonderful, but in the 5th house, it's especially wonderful. In Cancer energy trines your energy. So it's just this smooth flow of goodness for you. What do you want to create with this year of Jupiter in your 5th house? Do you want to focus on love and romance? Do you want to focus on it's a great transit for dating. It's a great transit for romancing the partner that you already have. It's a great transit for being with children, parenting children, having a child. Very, very fertile transit, Cancer energy, because Cancer is the sign of the mother. So but the question is, what do you want to do? Do you want to focus on your creative expression? Not that you can't do it all, you can do it all. But where intention goes, energy flows. So we could go through the Jupiter in the fifth house transit, especially. It could come and go so quickly, and you could be like, wait, what happened during my Jupiter in Cancer transit? And that's why I ask you that question, because when life is feeling good, life is feeling good. And sometimes we don't do a lot when life is feeling so good, and that's okay. Just being conscious, right? Being conscious of, is there something specific that you want to focus on and have the fruits of your focus materialize? That is the question. Do you want to write a book? Do you want to paint? Do you want to write songs? Do you want to do an art therapy program or an expressive arts therapy program? Do you want to experience more joy? It's all about intention. You want to meet new people? Do you want to meet more soul family? Do you want to play with more children? It's reminding me of the Ms. Frizzle quote, take risks, make mistakes, get messy. I think that's it. But Ms. Frizzle, the magic school bus, this can be a magical transit, Jupiter in your fifth house for sure. Pisces, let me see what the cards have for you. Pisces, your card is the High Priest. We just got the High Priestess, now the High Priest. Intend and create. Yes, yes, yes. Intend and create. Okay, I'm getting excited because how in alignment is that with what I just shared? Intention, having a clear intention, and create and do it. And he is focused. Focused. This is so cool. Not only is he focused, he's working with this magical bird to help him bring what he wants into fruition. And so to me, there's also a message here of the truth of Jupiter working through all creatures, all living things. Jupiter can show up in a lot of different ways. We can use and harness Jupiter energy to work with our divine guides and our magical helpers to bring into our lives what we most desire. Beautiful Pisces. If anything I shared resonates, let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear. Aquarius, Aquarius, beautiful Aquarius. You're going to have your transit of Jupiter in Cancer in the sixth house. What is the sixth house? This is your daily work, your lifestyle. What kind of lifestyle do you want to have? Jupiter wants to bring you blessings in your daily work with coworkers, in your work environment, in your lifestyle. You get to create it. You get to co-create it. What do you want it to be, Aquarius? You are going to experience this Jupiter energy in your health, in your wellness, in your habits. What else can expand? The waistline. The waistline can expand definitely with Jupiter in Cancer. So, if you want to indulge, you may want to exercise more as well. Pets. It's a beautiful transit to, spend more time with your pets or get a new pet if you want a new pet. It's a beautiful time to write out what you want for your lifestyle. What would be your ideal lifestyle? Begin to intend that. Begin to co-create that with Jupiter. Jupiter wants to help you. If you want a new job, if you want a promotion, if you want to change your work, if you want more harmonious relationships with a supervisor and or coworkers, this is the transit for that. Now, I have to say that if anything comes up in your health, this is not a transit for chronic health issues, but because it's your sixth house of health, Jupiter will expand anything here. So if you have something going on with your health, this is the time to take care of it. It will show up bigger for you emotionally because that's what Jupiter does. It doesn't mean it's more serious. It doesn't mean that it's, more of a concern than any other time. It just means that, whatever Jupiter touches, it magnifies. So, but you will get the resources, the people, the money, everything you need to take care of it because that is how Jupiter works. And I feel like a lot of you are going to just have more supportive people in your life during this time, or the support that you are getting, the emotional support, the warmth, the love, the sense of, people care about me, all of that is going to feel more amplified. Beautiful Aquarius. Now, let me pull a card for you and let's see what the cards have to say during this transit over this next year. Your card is Ooh, this is so you, Aquarius. Wait till I show you this card. The message is Father Sky, trust in the unknown. Pluto is in your sign right now. That does tend to bring in more sense of unknown, but also we're all in the unknown right now with so many planets changing signs. But check out the card. Check out the lightning. This is what I feel. The lightning, these sudden flashes of insight, Aquarius. That's Uranus energy, and Uranus is your co-ruler. But Father Sky, the father, the wise elder, that's Saturn. That's your other co-ruler. Both of your rulers are depicted in this card. I get excited about these things. And then we have the eagle, which is the wise, your own wisdom. It's you stepping back. It's you flying above your life and getting a higher perspective. There is an elder within you that wants to speak to you. Do a meditation. This is my encouragement, is to do a meditation, to imagine, this can be 5 minutes lying on the couch or whatever, floor, whatever you do. Do a meditation in which you imagine yourself flying above your life. Shapeshift into the eagle. Imagine that you are the eagle. Feel your body in an eagle's body and fly above your life and notice what you get for a realization. You will likely get one. Father Sky is watching over you, is taking care of you. Saturn, Uranus, the lightning, whatever happens, intend that it is a flash of awareness, because that is what I see for you. Beautiful Aquarius, if you want to claim trust, trust in the unknown, trust in the universe, trust in the wisdom within you, beautiful Aquarius, because it's there. Capricorn. Hello, beautiful Capricorn. Capricorn, you are going to experience this transit of Jupiter and Cancer in your 7th house of partnerships. Jupiter transiting our 7th house is one of the best times of life, I have to say. We only get Jupiter transiting our 7th house once every 12 years. We only get it once every 12 years. How is this helpful to you? It can deepen a relationship that you already have. It can bring more joy into any of your relationships. The 7th house is not just a marriage partner, not just a significant other. It's also partnerships with people that we trust. So it can be really close friends. It can be business partners. It can be adult children. If they have, as children get older, they become more mutually reciprocal kinds of relationships. That's the 7th house, mutually reciprocal. You have each other's backs. So this is a transit for you to, if you don't already have those kinds of relationships, to attract them. If you have them, that they are likely to strengthen that much more during this transit. Really, really beautiful. Bringing more people into your life. Making more connections, more clients perhaps, or contracts or jobs that, come through someone significant, or you meet the person and it comes through that person. More emotional support, more loyalty from others. Capricorn, this is a really beautiful transit. And, whenever I do client readings for people, if Jupiter is about to go into their 7th house and they want a partner, that's often when the partner materializes. So that sounded weird. Materializes, but you get the idea. That's often when we meet the person, is what I meant. Materialize, just wave your magic wand. Okay, so Capricorn, let me pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. If you want new business connections, really good for that as well. Capricorn, okay, here we go. Your card is, the Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. We do now have, as the day that I'm doing this video, we do have Neptune is in Aries, sparking a new passionate dream, and Saturn is about to join Neptune, and the highest octave of that connection with Saturn and Neptune is bringing it all into reality. So this is really beautiful. When I see the red, it really does remind me of Aries energy. Manifesting with hands, that's a message for some of you. Looking at your hands and imagining that you're holding in your hand what you most desire. That's a wonderful manifesting technique. he is working with fire. And we're all going to be working with fire with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, and Neptune will be in Aries until 2039. Saturn will be in Aries for 3 years. Yes, we will have some brief retrograde periods where they are, going back into Pisces and coming back into Aries. But this card is saying that it's a time to follow your passion. It's a time to do what you're passionate about. You are supported. You are supported to follow your passion. But not only this, a 7th house transit, you are supported to find a passionate partner or to deepen the passion with a current partner or current people in your life, business or personal. If anything that I shared resonates or you want to claim that you are igniting your passions, let us know in the comments below. I would love to hear. Sagittarius, Sagittarius, beautiful Sagittarius, beautiful Sag. You're going to experience Jupiter transiting your 8th house of other people's money. Yes, yes, yes. It's not just that, but it is a great transit to receive money or something beneficial, time, money, resources from a benefactor. This is the house of inheritances. Jupiter transiting the 8th house is, if we're going to get an inheritance, we often get it during a Jupiter in the 8th house transit. It can be getting funded for a project, like a GoFundMe kind of thing. I think I said that right. It can be you paying off loans. It can be you easily getting a loan or easily getting what you need to make something happen. Also returns on any investments or beginning to do investments and getting, making money quickly on those. It's also the 8th house, intimacy, emotional and physical intimacy with a partner, sexual intimacy. So it's a time that you can really heal a relationship with a partner, or that you can experience a deep sexual healing within yourself or with another person. New clients, if you own your own business, new contracts coming in, again, money from others. Yes, earned income is the 2nd house, but oftentimes we experience client relationships, especially if you earn large amounts of money through clients, can come through the 8th house as well. Also, Sag, Jupiter is your ruling planet. So to have Jupiter going through your 8th house of money from others is really, really nice. And I know money's not everything. This is really the house of power and control and emotional attachment. So Jupiter here is just often, where you feel lucky, Sag. I know that most of you already feel lucky. I have a Sag rising daughter. She always says, yeah, basically, usually I get what I need. Things come to me when I need them. That's part of having Jupiter, the experience often of having Jupiter as your ruling planet. You've done great things, I think, Sag, in your past lives. Not that we haven't all done good things in past lives, but often that feeling of I'm blessed, I receive what I need, I'm lucky, all those feelings often come from past lives where, you've really done a lot of wonderful things for other people too. And, now you're receiving. So, okay, Sag, let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. All of your dreams coming true. That's what I'm going to say. Beautiful Sag. All of your dreams coming true this year. And I know that's a big statement, but that's what just came through me intuitively. And what I would say is, what is the thing that you want most? What do you need most this year? Intend that, because you got a lot of support here. Sag, your card is the Sage. That's you, Sag. Oh my gosh. Be devoted and committed. I love it when these synchronicities happen. Be devoted and committed. What are you devoted to? What are you committed to? We could say be devoted and committed to a spiritual practice. I love his expression. I love the gold. I love his third eye awakening here. It looks, yeah, there's a light on his third eye. There's an activation of the third eye. We could say this is be devoted and committed to your own spiritual practice, but we could say that it's to another person. Maybe it's a writing practice. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's automatic writing. What would make you feel more sage? Whatever would make you feel more sage, more wise, is what this wants to encourage you to be devoted and committed to. So beautiful, Sag, if you want to claim your sage wisdom, let us know in the comments below. I would love to hear, or anything else you want to claim. If you want to claim your abundance and inheritance, the universe raining down, blessings on you, whatever it is, let us know in the comments below. Scorpio, hello, beautiful Scorpio. Scorpio, you are going to experience your Jupiter and Cancer transit in your ninth house. The ninth house is traditionally ruled by Jupiter. What a beautiful place. You're getting a trine from the Cancer energy to your energy, and this is the house of expansion. It's a Jupiterian house. Expansion, faith, higher learning. If you want to do some sort of a course, if you want to teach, you want to publish something, you want to publish a book, you want to publish anything, you want to broadcast, whatever you want to do, where you're communicating, where you're teaching, you're learning, you're growing. Long distance travel. This is a great transit for traveling as much as you want. It's a great transit for you going to other, foreign lands, as we call them, other shores. You get exotic travel, basically, whatever is exotic for you. This is the house that wants to expand us through new horizons, new adventures. It's very positive for if you want a publishing contract, really positive for that. If you want to do a podcast, if you want to team up with somebody and you really want your work to be, you want that extra added boost from Jupiter, this is the time to do any of those things. Speaking, I think I already said that. Any especially message that you have to put out that is spiritually oriented, or that is you expressing your philosophy, you expressing, doesn't have to be spiritual, it can be psychological, it can be anything where you are expressing from your heart what your truth is really is in a lot of ways the house of truth, and expressing that, and the house of spiritual awakening too. You could have a real epiphany during this transit, or multiple epiphanies, awakening experience, and where you are taking on a role of helping others awaken in their own way, or learn or grow. And if you want to do a PhD or a master's program or a certification program, this is very supportive of any of those things as well. Some of you may graduate from a program like that during this year. Scorpio, let's see what the cards have to say. Oh, also ninth house is anything legal. So if you're in a legal field, very positive for that. If you are in a legal matter, Jupiter there would be very, very positive for receiving what you're asking for quote unquote winning, a lawsuit. Very, very positive for that. Okay. Scorpio. Wise one, grow within your current situation. Okay, so what this card is saying is that for some of you, this next year, you will not leave a situation, but you will grow within it. I think so. The hit that's coming to me right now is that if you are, for example, in a marriage or a situation at work where you don't feel ready to leave, but there's healing work to be done, growing within a current situation. It's not necessarily time to leave. That's a very specific message for some of you. But also, you see the raven, you see the owl. You may want to tune into the birds. You may want to cultivate a connection with a bird that comes near you in your neighborhood, that you see when you're out walking or whatever. You may have owls around you. You may have ravens. You may have even crows. Crows are very wise in their own way. They can be really annoying. I get that, but if it's not a bird, maybe it's another wise one, or maybe there's a wise one that you can consult with, a wise elder, this nurturing woman. I suppose this could be a man too, but someone who's nurturing, that's Cancer energy, someone who can advise you, a wise one. You are growing in your wisdom. beautiful Scorpio. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to consult with someone, even someone who, like a grandmother or a grandfather, may really advance you. Wisdom can come through anyone, right? We can be really blessed by having a person in our life, whether they're a professional that we pay or whether they are someone that is just in our life, whether it's someone that we meet that is there for us, is a rock for us and expands us. And this is part of what this year is going to bring you, says this card. So if you want to claim your own wisdom or that a wise one is entering your life, what a blessing that would be. Let us know in the comments below, beautiful Scorpio. Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. Libra, you're going to experience your Jupiter and Cancer transit in your 10th house of career, life purpose expressed if you don't have a career, retirement, semi-retirement, legacy, how you want to spend this one wild and precious life. As I love to quote Mary Oliver, this is the house where we often, during a Jupiter transit here, we often get more recognition. Sometimes we get an award, sometimes we get more money, we get a promotion, we get a bonus. We decide to leave a job and start our own business. We have growth in our professional life, or we have more meaning, satisfaction, and fulfillment. After all, Jupiter is all those things. Jupiter doesn't have to show up as money. It can show up as fulfillment, purpose. You could find your purpose this year if you don't know your purpose. You could meet people that inspire you to do something that you've always wanted to do. This could be a year that you decide to retire. But when Jupiter, if you do have a career, if you are working, when Jupiter transits the 10th house, it's the highest point in our chart, and it's where we often get so much support, and often much, much needed support, especially given that Mars has been, for many months this year, end of last year, beginning of this year of 2025, Mars retrograde in Cancer was very challenging for a lot of people. And you could have really been trying to figure out what to do career-wise. And now Jupiter is here saying, let me bless you. Let me bless you. Let me motivate you. Let me bring you the sense of meaning and fulfillment that you've been wanting, regardless of whether you're working or not. This is how we want to spend our time, this house. So Libra, let me pull a card for you now and see. And also I wanted to say that it's going to be a very motivating transit for you because Cancer squares your energy. So that means that you're going to be more motivated to take action, and Jupiter's going to help you with that. Jupiter squares are not necessarily difficult, but they're a lot of energy. They're amplified for us. They amplify the energy. And sometimes we have to not overdo, not overwork. That's one of the things. Or not, whatever it is, whatever our patterns are, we all have them, not to do it to excess or overpromise to other people. That's part of it too. Okay, Libra. Your card is the Oracle. Wait for important information. Check it out. Okay, if you have a question, here's your answer. If you want to become an oracle for someone, here's your validation. If you want to do something in the healing arts, here's your validation. The red scarf on her head, I feel that is symbolic of passion. If you want to do anything that is related to the five senses, not just, our intuitive sense, but also anything in which you use material things, like she is holding the bowl and looks like maybe she's burning, it could be tea, or she could be burning sage, who knows, hard to tell, any of those things. And look at the snake image, transformation. Many of you are going to be going through a transformation if you're not already in one. The mystic, claiming yourself as a mystic if you haven't already claimed, I'm the mystic, I'm a mystic. Claiming your spiritual talents. A lot of you want to do spiritually based work. This is your validation. Jupiter here, there's no better time than Jupiter in your 10th house to say yes to doing what your heart most loves, beautiful Libra. If this resonates for you, leave me a comment. I would love to hear. Virgo. Hello, beautiful Virgo. Virgo. You are going to experience your Jupiter in Cancer transit in your 11th house of hopes, wishes, and dreams. How lovely is that? This is also the house of friendships, your online presence. If you have an online presence with Jupiter here, anything that you want to do will expand. I believe I started my YouTube channel when Jupiter was transiting my 11th house. If I didn't start it, I know that it really did much better when Jupiter was transiting my 11th house. That's real. It's real. I experienced that. So if you have a message to put out, if you are broadcasting anything, if you are, anything that you are sharing with others online, especially, that really gets a lot of good support when Jupiter is transiting that house, as it will be for you. Plus, you're getting a sextile from the Cancer energy to your energy, and sextiles are opportunities and tangible blessings and benefits, solutions. Really good for any kind of networking, especially online, for dating, for online dating, financial gains too, long-term financial gains, returns on investments, and so forth. Meeting new people that you would consider a tribe, new communities, going to meetup groups, all of that stuff. Any kind of conferences and things where you're getting out there, anything to do, it's the world card in the tarot. The world card is connected to the 11th house, and that is saying the world is your oyster. Really nice for long distance travel too. Not the house of long distance travel, but really nice for getting out and meeting people anywhere in the world. Basically, it's saying what would bring you fulfillment, and then intending that and let Jupiter help you. You could get really wonderful, whatever it is that you need, resources and things through friends. Say yes to any invitation. If someone asks you to be on a podcast, if somebody asks you to, if people want to interview you, all those things, absolute yes to all of that stuff. But you don't want to overextend. That's Jupiter. We can overextend. So, keeping in mind that we are human and all of that. Virgo, let's pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say. For your beautiful Jupiter transit in the 11th house of the world, if you wanted to do something that you haven't done before that feels otherworldly in a way, or it feels, very expansive to you, do it, do it, do it. Your card is the Magic Guardian. Unlock the magic within. Wow. Do you have a regular spiritual practice? Because the angels, spirit, your own higher self, this is an ascension card. They want to bring you more magic. They want to show you the magic. Ask to be shown the magic, the signs, the synchronicities. If you meditate, beautiful for this. Whatever you do, being in nature, whatever you do to connect with the higher vibes. This is a high vibe card. You are magical. The heart chakra. A heart healing for some of you. Claircognizance for some of you, light coming in through the crown. You're going to become more magical during this transit. If you want to claim your magic within, let us know, Virgo, in the comments below. You will inspire all of us. Leo, hello, beautiful Leo. Leo, you are going to have your Jupiter in Cancer transit in the very mystical, magical 12th house. What is beautiful about Jupiter in the 12th house? It is protection. I can tell you, having Jupiter having gone through my 12th house in Gemini, it really felt protective to me. When you need otherworldly support, you will get it. You will have really probably uplifting dreams. You can have different kinds of dreams as well, but most likely you're going to feel a real spiritual expansion during this transit. This is the house of astral travel. This is the house of epiphanies we get during meditation. This is where we can really shapeshift. You can do some amazing shapeshifting kinds of healing work, or, guided journeys. You will be extra intuitive. You may really increase your psychic powers. You may realize that you have mediumistic talent. You may expand your wisdom. Jupiter transiting your 12th house connects you to the divine. It helps you deepen your connection. It helps you romance your soul, as I call it in my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, where I teach you how to. I give you exercises and encouragement on creating a close divine connection with your own spirit. Falling in love with your soul, that really takes us far in life. And this Jupiter transit is going to take you far because it's going to help you build an even deeper, more solid foundation spiritually. And many people have deeply healing experiences or other worldly kinds of experiences while Jupiter is transiting their 12th house. You could have some like out of this world that are like, oh my God, now I know it's not just this material world. You know, we can know it, but then we experience it, right? We experience it in our body. I think it's the last chapter of my book, I talk about all of my otherworldly kind of astral travel kinds of experiences. And wow, those are gold. They are gold. Why? Because we come out of those and we're like, oh, they just fill us with hope. That's Jupiter too. They fill us with hope. They fill us with optimism. They fill us with a knowing, a deep knowing, a remembering of our true home. And there's nothing that can replace an experience like that. It's even hard to talk about. It's so incredible. So this is what could very well transpire for you, Leo, during this year. And it's probably a year that you're going to be really interested in, you know, otherworldly, like hearing other people's stories. Like, you know, there's tons of YouTube videos on near-death experiences, all those kinds of things. A card just fell out while I was shuffling. So that's your card. And your card is She-Wolf, Unleash the Wild Within. How cool. The wolf is a teacher, a wise teacher. The she-wolf is you, for example, here's a full moon, right? Like howling at the moon, letting more of your instinctual expression out, becoming more at oneness with your own wild self. I absolutely love this card. I love this. I think deep down, this is what we all want. Deep down, we want to let our expression be more aligned with our true inner wildness, to live in alignment with our own inner rhythms. And this card is saying this is on offer for you during your Jupiter in the 12th house transit. Beautiful Leo, if you are ready to unleash the wild within, let us know. To claim your own inner she-wolf or he-wolf, let us know in the comments below. I would love to hear. My beautiful friend, thank you so much for sharing your time with me during this Jupiter in Cancer video. Thank you for your likes of this video, for your thumbs ups. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. When you subscribe, you ignite the algorithm that then puts this video out to more people who love astrology, and it helps all of us and supports the channel in more ways than you know. If you would like to do an astrology consultation with me or a clarity coaching session, go to my website, go to my astrology or coaching pages. You'll see all my offerings there. We can do a natal chart reading, a life purpose, a heart's desire, a relationship harmony reading. I love sharing with you what I see in your chart. I love talking with you about all the transits. It is always my intention to empower you through whatever you are going through in your life right now. Go to my website, check out the testimonials that other clients have shared after working with me, and you should get a sense of whether you feel called to book a session. It is my absolute joy to meet you on Zoom. Together, we can make some magic happen for you. I have a free gift for you. I would love to share it with you. It is a soothing guided meditation. It is such a perfect thing if you want to reconnect with your own spirit, return home to your soul, receive unconditional love from the divine, get guidance on your path going forward. Go to my website, sign up for free to get my weekly inspirational astrology updates, and you'll get my free instant download guided meditation at the same time. Let me know what you are thinking or feeling about this Jupiter in Cancer transit. I would love to hear. And until my next video, I am sending you all my love.